I live in Bushwick, and I've been in the same apartment for 69 years.
Wow.
I was born there. And now my landlord's trying to make me leave, and I ain't leaving.
This is a video about bad landlords. More specifically, it's about the Public Advocate's annual list of the worst landlords in New York City, and the tenants, like this woman, who fight them. And this was New York City's worst landlord, according to the 2017 list that came out in 2018. I tried my hardest to get an interview with him, along with literally any of the other 100 landlords on the list, to ask him what he was doing, if anything, to get off the next year's list.
Excuse me, do you know, does David Shorenstein have an office here? Nobody? They split. I was here to give him a trophy. Worst landlord in New York, and they're gone.
I also talked to the tenants of these landlords to get their stories.
That's what you gotta do when you use the bathroom?
Yes, that's what I gotta do when I use the bathroom.
Jesus Christ, it's...
And that's the tube from the toilet, from the top.
I go to work 40, 50, 60 hours a week, come home, bust my ass, and the ceiling falls down.
Apartments that we live, everything is leaking, paint is stripping off the walls, mice. And you tell them, well, there's nothing we could do about it.
That's their job.
And we paying rent.
Yeah.
But they quick to come and get that rent.
I tried finding landlords to interview at housing court, a notorious P.O. box used by landlords, an eviction service.
You think so?
Yes.
St. Peter's gonna let you into them pearly gates?
Yes.
And eventually, I went undercover to a landlords convention
Do I look douchey?
and pretended to be a landlord myself.
And trying to, get evictions and whatnot. My thing is I've got a lot of rent-stabilized units.
Can we kick them out?
That's exactly what I'm trying to do.
And finally, I just started showing up unannounced at landlords' offices and serving them with interview notices.
Like an eviction
Don't
notice.
harass it. We're gonna call the police on you guys. Call the police. The officers.
Okay, call the police. They're calling the police. Jig is up.
Since 1993, New York City has lost 152,000 rent-stabilized apartments because greedy landlords pushed the rent too damn high. And on June 15th, 2019, when New York City's rent laws expired, Albany was given the choice to either pass new legislation to protect tenants or do nothing and let all the rent-stabilized units left in the city vanish for good. But before we get into that, let's start at the beginning. In the greatest city on earth, in 2018. This is the first video in a 3-part series about the City Advocate's annual landlord watch list. Okay, so one night I'm filming this sign for an eviction service, and I randomly met this woman, Gloria Nieves, who's a tenant organizer at 1708 Summerfield, a building owned by, swear to God, number 1 on the list, Silver Shore Properties.
What I do is I get all the information.
Yeah.
And just help people not to lose the apartment in my building. And they say I can't put up with this woman.
Good. Good.
The
owner said that about you?
Oh yeah,
Nice.
I came out in the news and the newspaper. But the only way is you gotta take the stress and fight back.
I want you, can you be in my video?
I could give you Boris Santos' telephone number. You gotta tell him that you met me, that I gave you the information.
Oh, okay, yeah.
To meet with him. All the help that you need, he will help you.
This is Boris Santos, who, at the time, was council member Antonio Reynoso's Bushwick and Ridgewood representative. He explained to me how landlords hide from their own tenants and from accountability in general.
Yeah, talk more about that, though, the LLC.
Yeah, so that's where the black hole in all of this is, that you have these really rich developers that are registering their companies through a LLC, and that makes everything so murky for tenants, right? It's like, whom do I contact, right? To whom should I go to personally? If I, as someone who services our constituents, right, can't easily locate where to go to advocate on behalf of the council members' constituencies, then it's a problem. And that's a tough uphill climb there.
So I've got the landlord watch list right here. I'm just gonna go down the line and just try calling each person.
Before I met with Boris, I actually had already tried getting in touch with some of the landlords on the list by calling whatever phone numbers I could find on the internet.
I think it's just gonna go in circles. Yeah, they're all the same number, but none of them work. Run by Eric Silverstein, same real estate company? No. I'm gonna see if they have an email.
Actually getting a landlord on the phone was proving difficult, so I decided I needed some help. Hello! Hello and welcome to the first annual Bad Landlords Telethon. Here at the BLT, we're gonna call each and every single landlord on the 100 worst landlords list and ask them if they'll sit down for an interview with me. So without any further ado, let's make some calls. All right, we got a packed audience tonight. Woo! Watch the cord, Chris. First call, Silver Shore Properties. What's your name again?
Rajiv.
Rajiv's giving him a call.
I got a busy tone.
You got a busy tone?
Yeah.
Try calling him again. I'm gonna set you up on Raleigh Isaacs. Number 2 on the list, Raleigh Isaacs.
Dial by name.
Dial by name. Press star.
I got a busy tone.
You got a busy tone? Okay, just keep trying.
First name?
No, the last name.
The results were found.
Do the first name. Raleigh Isaacs, number 2.
Yeah, still keep.
Oh, it's still getting busy?
You try last name?
Try the, which one did you been doing? The first?
name.
You've been doing, try the last name.
I've done both.
I just wanted an interview for my documentary, but what if my gas or hot water was off? Or my ceiling fell in? What would happen then if my landlord didn't pick up the phone?
We try to call him, he does not answer his phone.
When I call the landlord, he never answers the phone.
Ever?
Never.
They call, they hang up. It's like 10 calls, and he still don't do nothing. He keeps on saying that he's gonna come, and he never shows up to fix it.
When you call them to like fix something, how long does it take for them to come and fix it?
Fix it whenever they feel like.
That's one here. That's another one here. These are 2 calls in here.
Should we try calling right now?
Yes. Now sounds busy.
And usually what the case is that LOC is either registered at like Lee Avenue.
Lee Avenue, 199 Lee Avenue.
There you go, there
we
you
went
go.
there. 199 Lee Avenue is a notorious P.O. box that is used by more than 1,000 LLCs, creating another obstacle for tenants who just want to talk to their landlord. When tenants give up on trying to get their landlord on the phone, they show up here hoping to talk to someone in person. Hello. So I have a question. Do you do a lot of business with like different property managers?
The business, sir.
Right.
Businesses do have mailbox.
Do you ever get like tenants coming here trying to get in touch with their landlord?
I do.
Oh, really?
Once a week, maybe.
Really, once a week? Would it be possible, could I do an interview with you real quick? You don't want to do an interview?
I was trying to figure out where you're coming from.
What? No, I'm just having a conversation.
There's various ways in which we identify which tenants we help out. We help out everyone, but in terms of making outreach, usually either we receive phone calls or our local housing advocates, St. Nick's, Riseboro, Los Sures, Brooklyn Legal Services Corporation A, also ring the alarm on tenant harassment, so then we could do door knocking. I went to talk to some of Silver Shore's tenants to see how they got in touch with their landlord and also to see what conditions were like in their building. Were you expecting someone else?
You said new landlord?
No, not me. I'm not the new landlord. How long has your family lived here for?
Like for 10 years.
And what has it been like with the landlord?
Well, then for the repairs, but they didn't pick up the calls.
Mercy gave me a tour of all the repairs they had to pay for and fix themselves.
But there's a hole inside.
How long has the hole been there for?
1 year. This here was big, a big hole. The closet too, she paid for it. Didn't have that door. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work, yeah. And you've asked them to fix all these things?
Mm-hmm.
I went to other Silver Shore buildings to see what the tenants' experiences were like there. So the stove still doesn't work, or?
This doesn't work, and then found out with talking with other neighbors that, oh, you just moved into like the worst building
Are
ever.
you serious? That's crazy.
It caused so much emotional distress that we broke up because of all the problems that we were having here. Like, it put too much of a strain on our relationship that, yeah, it just ended. These are a few of the pictures of the room with a lot of these water leaks. I mean, this was a gut-renovated apartment, so these are brand new walls. This happened, it's about 3-4 months into our lease. Tried getting it fixed. I called somebody in to come check on it. Never came. And this was actually a water bubble that was in the wall, and it popped in the summer. Jesus. And like wet all of my roommate's stuff.
Con Ed came to actually like turn everything on and went downstairs, and I don't know if you saw that show of a door.
That's how we got in. Yeah, in the basement?
Oh, I don't know. I've never been, I'm scared to go down
Don't go down there. But we just walked in and came up and get into this building like that.
Crazy.
You can see just cracks all over the walls, like the walls weren't even really installed well at all. This was like right in the lobby. I mean, this was there for months. This was kind of like all around the building.
Con Ed came to turn it on and then went downstairs and was like, there's no fucking way I'm turning this on. There's like 8 gas leaks. Like it was just, then everything got shut off for a week. Like the heat and hot water. And apparently there's a lot of rats here.
Construction would go on way after like allowable construction hours, and it would be loud trying to like disturb the peace of like a lot of the elderly residents that live here.
Do you think they were purposefully,
Oh, no, for sure.
Really?
It wasn't a pleasant environment for a few months, and then they finished it, but a lot of these units stayed vacant. It almost seemed like immediately after an older resident would move out, they'd rush in and gut renovate the place.
Paying like $4,000 a month here.
Really? How many bedrooms is it?
2.
Has it always been the same landlord, or has it changed?
They changed, but we don't know the name and we don't know.
There's that sign down there that says Jane
Yeah,
Wasser.
they have the number and we call and they don't pick up.
It's always been like that for all 10 years?
No, because it's a new owner. So like every time we call the old owner, he did came like every day and he fixed everything. But now we didn't have any problem with him.
Really?
But once they sell the building, there's problems.
Is everything different?
Like my dad has to go to court because he said they don't pay rent. But we have all the receipts. Like we have.
They're saying you're not paying rent?
Yeah.
You could also experience a case where the landlord's taking you to court for past rent or is claiming that you have past rent and might just be not accepting your checks and wants to put you in a legal stronghold, so to speak.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We also talked to Bienvenida Mendoza, who lives across the hallway from Mercy's family.
How long has that been like that for? 2 years?
Viene de la tercera. Cuando se bañan allá arriba, cae el aguacero.
Is that where they renovated?
Se le decía nunca arreglaban.
Yes, he says from the new apartment.
Él nunca lo.
Sí, te llamó el dueño y no le coge la llamada.
Lo llamaban.
Yeah, they called in and they don't pick up.
They don't pick up?
Que venían, ellos de que venían siempre a arreglar y no arreglaban nada. Me tenía yo que poner a arreglar.
Sí, él lo arreglaba.
What is this for?
¿Qué pasa que esto?
Ahí se guarda la comida, la compra, porque también le digo, aquí hay muchos ratones. Aquí, miren, nosotros, dile a que nosotros compramos, ya ellos le...
They hear like in the apartment.
Really?
Yeah.
So this is to protect the food from the
Si
rats?
se entran ellos, no dañan la compra, tú ves. No dañan.
Yeah, it's to protect the food.
Después con la
Really?
concluye, ya no hay...
Does this guy attack the rats at all?
No, él le tiene miedo.
You scared of the rats, this one?
Que ellos son de los peores, están en la lista del número 1 de dueños que no han arreglado nada. Porque están en la lista de Nueva York.
There's a lot of people with a lot of money. There's a lot of buyers out there. There's a lot of brokers out there, and it's never been more difficult.
Como número 1. Ellos.
And that's how you get landed in the Public Advocate's 100 Worst Landlord list, is because you have terrible conditions, harassment taking place, and also there's vacancies occurring.
And this is happening in apartments all over the city. We heard the same stories over and over. This is what happens when you put profits over people.
And by the way, we reached out to Silver Shore about this dubious record.
Could you give Silver Shore a heads up that we're going to be making a documentary on them?
I could definitely give them a heads up and let them know, hey.
Could you set up a meeting with them to talk to them?
Yeah, definitely. I can make that happen.
Nice. So I sent them an email asking for an interview. And then they responded quickly and referred me to their lawyer. And then I asked him for an on-camera interview. Then he said no. And then I said, okay. It became clear that they were never gonna sit down for an interview with me. So I just decided to show up at their office and give them a trophy.
Oh, wait a minute, 29th is this way.
I was able to find the address for Silver Shore's office by looking up 321 Menahan on Property Shark. But at $169 per month for the plan that lets you see the actual owners behind an LLC, that's too cost prohibitive for many tenants who just want to talk to their landlord.
Oh, it's this way. All right, so...
Oh, wait, actually, real quick. Let's check back in with the BLT telethon.
Okay, while you're sending your text, Rajiv, I'm gonna give you Adam Stryker. And while Rajiv is making that phone call, we're gonna have my roommate, Liz, come in and perform.
Voicemail.
What's that?
Yeah, I got a voicemail.
Press 1. You know what to say?
Yeah, should I leave a voicemail if I get?
Yeah.
You've reached the office of Adam Stryker. Please leave your name, phone number, and a brief message, and he will get back to you. Thank you.
Hi, this is Rajiv Fernandez, and I'm calling on behalf of Jeff Seal, who is filming a documentary about the 100 worst landlords in New York City. He would like to set up an interview with you, and if you would be so inclined, could you please give us a call back to schedule that appointment? Thank you.
Bam, we got it. All right. Put that up on the board with our CGI graphics that hopefully we'll have a budget for over here or over there, I don't know. All right, so got the trophy for... Oh, and a quick side note about the trophy. We took design inspiration from that stupid logo used by the eviction service whose sign I saw at the beginning of the video. We had it custom made at New York Trophies in Brooklyn.
Worst landlord in the city 2017, Silver Shore Properties.
Right. What about this?
That's perfect.
All right.
Nice. We're gonna go and try and give this to Silver Shore.
And they were as pumped as I was about the whole idea.
All right. We're gonna try and see if we can get up there and give it to them. See what happens. So I think they're on the 8th floor. This is definitely not the right place. You guys do videos and stuff or something, or animation?
No, we do like digital collectibles.
Oh, David Shorenstein doesn't have an office here, does he?
David Shorenstein, nah.
Excuse me, do you know?
The co-owners of Silver Shore, David Shorenstein and Jason Silverstein, shut down their office and terminated their partnership.
They split.
They sold 28 of their buildings for over $100 million to this guy. Michael Shaw planned on renovating and raising rents by 31%. Meanwhile, construction at one of his other buildings exposed his tenants to hazardous levels of lead dust. But according to his Instagram account, he's not sweating it. He's in Mykonos, bitch.
Where'd they go?
And Jason Silverstein, on the other hand, was apparently starting a new firm in LA, even though Silver Shore still owns around 50 buildings in New York.
They still own a lot of freaking buildings.
Those remaining buildings are still managed by Jay Wasser.
There's that sign down there that says Jay Wasser.
Yeah, they have the number and we call and they don't pick up.
Jay Wasser and Silver Shore are two peas in a pod. Landlord companies like Silver Shore, they do their best to get management companies that they want to execute their vision of pushing people out.
So we tried to get an interview with them.
So I've called and emailed Joe Wasser a few times. He hasn't gotten back to me. So we're just gonna go try and go to their building right now and see if we can get an interview. Yeah, this probably won't go well. Let's see what happens.
This time, I was determined to not leave until I made sure
They
that...
threatened to call the cops.
Okay,
so
never mind.
Before they call the cops. They made us delete any of the video we got.
But they didn't make us delete the audio.
Angle it up so it doesn't look like you're filming.
So I'm gonna play the audio of what happened while I scroll through their Yelp reviews.
Joe Wasser.
Now, there are a few 4- and 5-star reviews. However, it seems that they were giving out free bikes in exchange for good Yelp reviews.
A lot of Silver Source buildings.
And also, so they could post these photos to cover up these photos.
Actually, it's okay. My name is Joe.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. The young girl told you already what we're gonna do. It's not happening today. You send me an email, and I will respond to you when I'm ready.
Okay, cool. So we're on a bit of a deadline with the video.
I'm sorry, but I ran it through my attorneys. I'll speak to you whenever we're ready.
Okay, so it's possible we'll be able to.
No idea. We're not Silver Shore, so I don't know. But
Right.
Do something. They're still my clients. So
Sure.
I don't know.
Well, also though, in terms of like we've talked to a bunch of tenants, and a lot of the tenants.
That's great for you.
Yeah. A lot of tenants are saying like when they.
Respect. The conversation ends here. I will let you know. If I can do something.
Yeah, so a lot of the tenants... Okay, so I'm going to act out what happened next when they realized we were filming with my Sock Puppet Theater group. The Sock Puppet Collective is committed to creating a new theater that resonates with contemporary audiences by creating a dialogue about bad property managers who make you delete your video but forget to tell your sound guy to delete the audio. So a lot of the tenants like that would talk...
It's on, yeah.
What?
Yeah. Delete it. Delete it. You came into my office and you recorded.
Right.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops. Delete it in front of my face or we're calling the cops. Call the cops right now.
We can...
Joke, right?
Yeah. What's that?
This is a joke, right?
No, it's not a joke. All right, I'm gonna leave my own Yelp review on Jay Wasser's Yelp page. I went to Wasser. They threatened to call the cops
right now.
and made me delete
it in front of my face.
Footage. But they didn't make me delete the audio. 0 stars. You can only do 1 star though. And post review.
They say I can't put up with this woman.
Good.
But the only way is You gotta take the stress and fight back. If you don't fight back, you're not gonna win. The more they harass you, the more you fight back. If you give up, that's what they want. There's a lot of people half of the building left.
Through pressure, like the tenants associations in 1708 Summerfield and across the city, there's been voices against them and their tactics. And for that reason, they are now selling a lot of their buildings in their portfolio. Actually, it didn't run against their strategy of purchasing these buildings, doing mass amounts of construction, vacating the premises and increasing rents, and then that increases the property value of the building, and then selling it off for a whole bunch of amount. That has been their business plan. With the existing portfolio, we have to continue to monitor and then just have these battles constantly.
I just want to make a commitment here to Silver Shore and to the tenants in these buildings that we're going to fight with you. We're going to go organize every single one of these buildings. So Silver Shore, listen up. We're coming for your buildings.
In the next videos, I finally sit down and talk with the architect of the landlord's watch list.
Last question.
Letitia James.
Do you ever get phone calls from people who say, why is my landlord not on the list?
Yes.
And yeah.
Also, I get in so deep undercover at the landlord's convention that I snuck into that I have to start blurring out my own face.
Careful on who
you're
that is
harassing.
you pick and choose.
Sure.
Lots of luck getting rid of the destabilized tenants. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Oh, and actually, I almost forgot about this part. We can watch this.
You hear that they make loud construction noises to make it unlivable for people.
Absolutely.
We want to go and make loud construction noises at their office, at their house. What is my legal liability if I do those things? And would you represent me in court if I get sued?
Well, let me ask you this question. Are you incorporated as an LLC?
Oh.
Maybe you should be.
We should get incorporated as an LLC. That's what we should do.
So that's exactly what we did. I don't know if it's gonna do anything.
Because that's what they do.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.